Alright guys, SmartZen's Nut Pro 3 that we went to last time is definitely the most unique flagship to have been released this year. Aside from the specs, which are pretty much the exact same as the other flagships out there, the OS, the features, the design is very, very different, and I'll explain why. Starting off with the design, I've mentioned before that it's oddly reminiscent of an old iPhone 5S or an iPhone SE, except it's just a lot bigger. The rectangular brick is a vintage throwback and surprisingly thin and super light for a phone like this. So you can see that it's a glossy glass back, and I personally would have preferred a matte finish, so right now it's a fingerprint magnet, but besides that, if you can live with it, it's fine. So I know the white variant has a different design on the cameras, but rest assured it's not a different phone. It's the same phone, just a different take on the white design. The screen sort of protrudes from the phone body when you hold it up to eye level, but still, it's still a very, very thin device. Alright, so specs-wise, it's pretty much the exact same thing as other flagships out there right now. Snapdragon 855 Plus, 4000 mAh battery with optional flash charge, quad camera setup with Sony's IMX586, you know, the whole package. But what really makes this phone shine is its OS. To start things off, you can immediately see that it has a very different approach to app icons design. They lay things out in a very board game-like gridlock style. So if you don't like it, you can change the app arrangement to a stock Android style one, but it gives a very distinct feel to the system, as you guys can see. The OS is pretty smooth overall. It's probably not as smooth as OnePlus OS, but it's pretty good. It gets the job done. I want to start off by telling you guys the split screen function because it's very, very different on this phone, and they take multitasking to a whole new level here. Typically, what we see on other flagships is you can only do a top-down or a left-right split screen. But for SmartZen, they went for a different distribution of apps where you can simultaneously open up to 4 different apps and operate them all at the same time. Say you're trying to use the map for navigation, you leave the app open and then you go check out your other social media feed. You see something funny on Twitter or something, and you drag and drop it over to your social messaging app to share with your friends. Super easy. This is like the operation you do on an iPad, but it's on a smartphone now. Now I'd like to draw your attention to SmartZen's way of approaching this function called Big Bang. It's very different, and I really respect them for adding this because I think they're the first manufacturer to do this, and I believe it can advance to something really, really incredible. You can have the system recognize whatever audio is firing out from the phone and have subtitles for it immediately. This is in its beta stage right now, but it's actually extremely accurate. In the future, they'll try to add more to the translation function too, right? So to make it even more accessible to global users. Just by doing that, SmartZen is really pushing the idea of digital well-being to a new level and accommodating more people to enjoy quality tech. People with hearing disabilities will now be able to answer calls, watch videos without built-in subtitles with this new function. This is actually such an incredible feature to have, and I'm seriously hoping other manufacturers really hop in on this. So yeah, that's pretty much all the coolest features that I really wanted to show you guys on this phone that separates it from other flagships out there. I'm not going to go into too much detail about the cameras because even though it has 4 on the back, it's really not my personal favorite. We've seen better pictures taken from a lot of other phones, so I think it's fair to conclude that this camera isn't really the best part of this phone. There's heavy blurring, the colors don't appear as natural, same with the contrast and dynamic ranges, so I guess it's really not the best feature that it has, but it's a relatively affordable phone with flagship specs, so you can't really ask for much at this price range. So, I mean, yeah, this phone really has a fantastic and unique operating system. It's very, very different, and it speaks a lot about SmartZen as a company. I know it's not like the best well-rounded flagship out there, but it has its moments. Understandably, if you have more bucks to spare, you probably want to go for something like an iPhone or a Galaxy, but still, at this price range, below $400, this is a very, very unique flagship, and it speaks a lot about making cool tech from a very lesser-known company. So, you know, if any of the above features that I mentioned speaks to you and is really cool and you like cool tech, I definitely recommend this product because there's a lot more features that I did not go through yet because of time constraints. All right, so that's about it, guys. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys later.